Okay, we're live. There's not been a blue screen yet, so we should be good.
Yay!
I don't like blue screens at death. They're deadly and blue.
No.
Do you have a rule on your game for what happens if the stream blue screens, Adam?
It means you're cursed.
Okay, what does that give me?
It's not an incentive, it's a punishment.
I don't like that rule. Let's change it.
I don't either. I wouldn't play a game with that rule if it were actually in the game.
Bad rule. Bad rule. Alright.
I feel like you played up to your faults, so you should get Artha.
Okay, I get Artha. Do I get XP for having a great outro last time?
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, so...
That's interesting. It makes sense why, after a computer crash, we would receive Artha in a Blades game.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty well.
There was a recent scandal involving me as a game designer. I just went insane.
Yep.
I blended all the rules together.
Mad, I tell you.
Cool.
All right, so we can play this game now.
Okay,
if you
great.
can remember what happened last time. What did we start with? Flashbacks?
I clicked the play button, which is actually a button now because it's a macro, apparently.
Right.
So I press the button and it says, let's begin with the recap. Everybody do a flashback. If you reenact a recorded event, you get 1 XP. And I recorded an event last time, which was the time where Ted tuned his voice to his monolithic frequency and just blasted the park ranger and the freak and just everybody in the whole area. And Sith resisted, but the monoliths were just too strong for him, and Hayden got taken out of action.
Right, I received a trauma.
Yeah.
But hey, at least your stress meter is there, right?
Oh, yeah. It's totally...
Yeah, he doesn't have to do his vice next time, it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
So if...
Do we have to flashback our own scenes? We can flashback any scene we want?
Yeah, you can flashback any scene you want. If you do the recorded thing, you'll receive an XP for it, but you don't have to. You could just be like, fuck the XP. I'll just do things that give me XP for my triggers.
Right.
Well, I can do it if nobody else wants to start.
Yeah, why don't you go ahead?
So the way I remember it is I had my rifle and I started climbing a tree because there was a park ranger, and park rangers are trouble. The park ranger had gotten human beings on a leash, at least as far as you can call freaks human. They kind of look human, but they're more like the Thing than a person. But I don't know, Sith, you played a freak. Did you feel like you were a human?
That's a good question. No, that's an interesting question. I think we've asked that question before. So...
I think the answer is that you're more human than human.
You're extra human?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there you go. These super humanoid creatures are being used as like attack dogs by the park ranger, which kind of makes me think the park rangers are bad guys. But anyway, while the pack
At least
rangers,
antagonists.
While the pack rangers were passing to Alexander's. Now, is it Alex and Kate?
Yeah.
Yep.
Alex and Kate apparently are making a sex tape while building a house. And
yeah,
while
no, right?
they were distracted by that, the freak noticed my character Ted up in a tree. I started climbing the tree to eat me. But then I spoke in the voice of the monoliths, which are like the monoliths from 2001: A Space Odyssey. And I broadcast directly into its brain that it was being abused by the park rangers, and it should serve my masters instead of its current master. It was free now from the park rangers' influence. And then it ran off to enjoy this freedom. And then because I'm a dick, everybody else got mind blasted with the same compulsion to serve my masters. And the park ranger passed out. Sith's character, who's Hayden, resisted it and traumatized out from the stress. And Alex and Kate were fine with it. We're going to build this house.
Good. We're going to build this house. Totally.
Yeah.
I think that was because they didn't resist. They were just like, yeah, new masters, yeah.
Right, they didn't resist.
No, yeah, we didn't resist. Yeah, exactly. We were like, oh, your masters? That sounds hippie. Let's do it.
Isn't having masters the opposite of being a hippie?
I don't know. Maybe they're high. I don't know. It seemed like a good idea at the time.
Yeah, cool. Let's get subjugated. Like, sure.
Right?
When you have to choose between Trump, Hillary, and Gary Johnson, there is one option: the monoliths.
Uh-huh.
I mean, there's always another option.
Okay. So, for my flashback, I can do something that we didn't actually see in order to have that now be true, right?
I will also say that since I clipped it using Twitch's clipping system, the thing where you said, because we're making a weird sex tape, that entire thing is also a recorded event. That's actually going to be written in as a rule. If you clip something, it counts as a recorded event.
Oh my gosh. I don't have to remember that recorded event, though, do I?
No, you can totally make up something new.
Okay. I didn't realize that you clipped that. That's great. That's brilliant. I mean, why shouldn't you? Because it was perfect. So I want to actually build the house. Like work towards progress on that. Like as something that has happened since last time.
Okay.
I know that's really weird, and but I think what happens is we see a clip of the Alexanders, Alex and Kate. The two of them are they're like actually digging in the snow and the to clear the ground for the foundation. So they're actually putting in the work here. And I feel like that Hayden and Ted are in the background, like struggling with a generator so they can get the coffee started with a coffee pot. They're actually doing the work, and the two of them are just like, they're like, no, you got to put the gas in. No, you gotta start it. You gotta hook up everything and then start it. No, you have to start it first and then plug it in. And they're like bickering back and forth about that.
Yeah.
And then I want to roll.
If I could interject.
Would you like to help?
Since Hayden was in there. Well, this is about the coffee.
Oh, please tell me about the coffee.
It's actually one of those things very reminiscent of the little kids in Back to the Future Part 2, where they get the machine running and they're like, wait, I have to use my hands? And like they're realizing that like this isn't an automatic coffee maker. Like you actually have to like do all the they're expect like, where does the Keurig thing go? And like so half the conversation is like, it's not an app. Like what is this? Like that's the conversation. Wow.
Gotcha. Got the generator started, but now you're like, okay, where does coffee come from?
Yeah.
You got like
Yeah,
a bag
exactly.
of whole beans.
Yeah,
Oh
And
no!
no idea where to go from there.
Just
Pretty
round
much.
them up with your teeth.
Cool. So I'd like to do some work here.
Okay, totally.
And I think that no, I can't take stress because we haven't had a weekend yet. So yeah, I think
Point
I'm
of
going
order,
to.
you can go to weekend whenever you want, basically. But
But I can't do it now because I would take a trauma, and I don't want to do that.
Right.
Okay, I'm gonna roll one die, and I'm just gonna take it.
Okay.
Bam! I did it.
That's not too bad.
It's a consequence, but I did it.
Okay, let me open up my own game. One day I'm gonna put the handouts in.
What was the position?
The position should be, yeah, that's what I'm trying to do right now, by the way. The position is, I have to imagine, controlled.
Okay. So, page 8.
Yep. Oh god. I'm stuck in hell. Help me.
I have it up
There we
if you
go.
want me to read it.
I just got to it. So this is controlled. Your effect, since you're two people, this is one of the few advantages to playing the pair. Your scale is improved.
Cool.
So you have great effect.
Awesome.
So you hesitate, withdraw, and try a different approach, or else do it with a minor consequence. A minor complication occurs. You have reduced effect. You suffer lesser harm. You end up in a risky position. What's your goal again? You're just trying to dig up the snow so that you can start building, or
basically get the area cleaned up for and get ready to lay the foundation and actually.
Okay, so you're also digging up into the earth.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you don't want to. You're not withdrawing.
No, I would not. I would not withdraw
with these new fancy controlled options.
If I
Did Kelsa stop talking?
Yep, she's frozen for me. While she's unfreezing, I'm going to close my door.
Okay.
Alright, Kelsa's frozen for some reason. And I'm looking at.
Well, that's super weird.
Yeah, that's pretty
But
weird.
you guys can't.
I almost.
I can hear you.
Die. Okay. Well, my connection is turned yellow.
Ooh.
Or orange.
Ooh.
It's
That's
fine.
weird. Yeah, we just heard everything you said crystal clear.
Perfect. I'm gonna reload the Hangout page then, because.
Okay.
Yeah, we can just leave you out of the Hangouts call too if we have to.
No.
Okay, cool.
All right.
But yeah, it seems like this is just exhausting work. So you can take level 1 harm exhausted if you want, which you might want to since you're a little low on stress.
Yeah, I think I'll go ahead and take it, because if we can go to a weekend whenever we want.
Yeah.
And then I might suggest we go to weekend in a little bit, and then that'll be healed up. So I will just take exhausted.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
And before the thought enters your mind, but if we can go to weekend whenever we want, then doesn't that mean we could just leave in the middle of the dungeon? Here's the problem.
Okay.
Yes, but you only get payoff when you get a paycheck.
Right.
So you want to get the job done so that you can get a paycheck that you can keep going. Your payoff will probably be a lot, but it's
Mhm.
not going to come in for a few weeks. So you kind of want to budget in your downtime sort of carefully.
What is?
Okay.
But you're self-employed. It's on you.
I mean, is there something that's going to take cash away from us?
Yes, if you want to do a lot of downtime actions, that will end up taking coin from you. There's also entanglements that take away cash from
Oh yeah,
you.
we could have entanglements over downtime. We haven't had
Yeah.
any yet.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a chance
Tribulations.
that you might just get psychically destroyed instead of having to pay anything. But
All right. Still, I only
And-
have 2 stress left, so
truth.
So going last, I was afforded the chance to remember myself what was going on last session.
That sounds crazy.
And I remember Hayden actually did some preparation of the scene, like or not scene, the area, right, where he was sort of like trying to get the vibe of the place to figure out where like a place should be facing and stuff like that. And so
Mhm.
I think actually, along with sort of like stamping out the snow and figuring out like that stuff that the Alexanders were doing, Hayden was also kind of helping with that a little bit. I remember that being sort of like a setup to something.
Yeah, you're doing the feng shuiing.
Yeah. But then right after he finishes that, he heard the blood curdling scream or voice of something, and sort of took off into the truck and
Yeah,
not around
exactly.
for a while.
Yeah,
He slowly sort of like he peers out of the truck and it's looking done.
yeah, totally.
I believe that was mostly what Hayden was up to.
Okay, cool. I think that does count as reenacting a recorded event because you were saying that you heard this blood curdling scream, which sort of adds to that recorded event. So I think it ties it in. So I think you'll get XP for that, and then you're kind of adding on as well with like you're not just passing out like the ranger
Mhm.
did. You just ran into the truck and like spied in
Right.
on them. Okay, that's cool. All right, that's our recap, I think. So let's mark XP and start playing. Golden, would you like to go
I
first?
like XP.
sure. So I got an XP for doing the scene. I got an XP for having a great outro. I get my triggers are. Let me zoom in. I can't read them because of the black on black text. You addressed a challenge with artistic talents or social influence. I definitely did that when I took the photograph of the group for this DVD box cover. I definitely used social conflict with the freak and the park ranger.
Yep.
Express my beliefs, their zodiac sign or background. I definitely expressed my background when I tried to bring in my brainwashing thing at the end. And my background again, I was expressing my poacher background when I climbed up a tree with a rifle to shoot the park ranger. I could go on. You use your beliefs, fears, vices, and traumas to justify harm to others. I totally harmed everybody by brainwashing them, or at least trying to. And
Yeah, I got a trauma out of it. So
you also got stress from, I believe, me forcing everybody to get up and go out and take that picture first thing in the morning.
Yep.
And it also is probably what contributed to getting the park rangers caught on us. So yeah, I get 8 XP. Means I can level
Dang.
twice, probably.
You can't get 8 XP on 3 triggers. You can get 6.
I got 6, but I got the other 2 we talked about. I get 1 for having the outro and 1 for doing the flashback.
It sounds like when you do the recap as an actual recap, you get an additional 1 XP.
That's correct. Yes.
It sounds like, at least that's what we've been hearing as
So
players.
that's how I get 8.
That is correct. Yeah. You're right. I'm wrong.
All right. And I want to take, like, having some ability to steal people's voice as a custom move.
Yeah, we can do that.
Can I get a like plus 1D if I use somebody else's voice to do something? Or do you want to just say they don't have a voice at all anymore?
For this very session, your power is that you can somehow supernaturally steal other people's voices.
Okay.
And as we play, if you want to be like, hey, I'm stealing their voice, do I get extra dice for that? I'll be like, yeah. You can just basically petition me for game stuff, and I won't be offended because we just haven't written the rules for how that works yet.
So I'm going to take voice thief. I may steal other people's voices and use them.
Yep, and mark that as a veteran advance for now. It'll probably become a voice ability later.
My other question is, do they still able to talk after I steal their voice?
I mean, that's your choice, right? Because if it's like a ritual or something like that, then it could totally be like, no, you're stealing their voice. If it's just like a mimicry thing, that's fine too. But I think you're actually stealing people's voices. That's the way that's the thing you seemed excited about. So
that's what I want to do. No more.
Okay, cool. Let's do it.
I'm sure that'll go great.
Pretty soon I'll be the only one talking on the stream this week.
I mean...
Alright, that's me. So that only took up 3 of my 8 XP. I have 5 more.
I just relinked the dark web thing since apparently other people are coming in.
I just put all my XP back in the playbook. So soon I'll have even more super abilities.
Yeah, apparently. Yeah, that'll be a veteran advance for now until we fix that. So great. Okay.
Perfect. I don't think I got very much XP last session, but let me just go over it real quick as
let's do it.
Pair. I need to fuck myself over in order to get XP.
Pretty much. Also, let's institute that thing we were talking about last time now. I'm going to chop off the ends of your XP things, because I've given the pair a very harsh XP trigger set. So I'm not going to like doubly fuck them over by having their XP triggers be hard to do and make their XP track longer. Because what I'm trying to do with the pair is like shorten their lifespan, which I'm also already doing with like the whole shortened stress track, shortened trauma track thing.
Yeah, so I'm not close enough to level for I think that to make a difference, but maybe.
Yeah.
One of us addresses the challenge without the other. That did not happen. The pair acted together the entire time.
They're lovebirds. What can you do?
I know, aren't they?
They're actually
adorable. Cute. I know. Express your beliefs, fears, zodiac sign, or background. I think their belief is that they like should be together, which I think they expressed with their terrible idea of telling the state troopers they were making a sex tape.
Yep, sure.
So there's that. Let's see. I don't think like anything else really came up from that trigger though.
Yeah.
And
Unless
then
you're saying they're afraid of something, and then you what's the word for that? I want to use some mixture of the words ad hoc and posthumously, which mean like it's like retroactively. That's the word I'm thinking of.
retroactively. No, I don't think so.
Okay, that's fine.
And did I
one so
use my
far.
beliefs, fears, vices, and traumas to justify harm to others or each other? Not really. I don't think that they really lashed out at anybody. I mean,
Kind of lashed out at each other when I did the whole brainwashing thing.
that happened.
Did you let each other be harmed because of one of your beliefs, traumas, etc.?
Okay. I mean, yeah, I could see that.
Ooh.
Do
Is there
you
like a
agree?
look between both of your characters where like you're feeling something and then like there's some sort of nonverbal communication going on that just makes the other just like, okay, I guess we're doing this.
Probably.
Or does one of them blame the other, or do they both blame the other?
I don't think either one blames the other because neither one thinks it's a bad thing yet.
Okay.
But the fact, if you were to ask them, probably they would each say it was the other's idea. If that
So the
makes
mere
sense.
fact that they're a couple and they both assumed the other one was in on it.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's what made them accept it. Interesting.
I think so.
This sounds like then like a setup for a belief that could cause harm in the future. It hasn't quite fully.
This has been introduced once before, in the fact that they did this business because they brainwashed each other into doing it.
That's true, it has.
Because they group mob mentality each other into believing something that they
Yep.
should have thought harder about.
Yeah. I think this is definitely in line with their action, but interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe we want to
I think
add
that's
that.
cool. Dose.
Okay.
Those
Actually, I
XPs.
will take that in.
Yep. That's
my
enough for a
playbook
new.
and take a new thing because I like things. So I think I'm going to take interdependent. Do teamwork work actions by yourself.
Cool.
I definitely think that applies here, and it could have been helpful earlier. So
That's fucking cool. Yeah, you can spend one stress to assist yourself. You can roll your pulls of dots separately.
I think that really plays into exactly what I just described.
Yeah, exactly.
Of them. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I can definitely see you're probably going to go down the route where you take the pair abilities that are like working together. Like I can totally imagine you taking beating as one eventually.
Very possible.
Because you're not the pair that's like, here's Tom, he's a deadbeat dad, and
like I feel like they have a really terribly dysfunctional relationship, but they can't see it.
They cannot. No. There's a lot of love connecting the two of them, and it will destroy them. Yes. Pair is so good. All right, Hayden, let's count your XP.
Cool. I did a recap.
Yep.
So I get one for that. Adjust a challenge with spiritual gifts or deception. Is the feng shui thing with this a challenge or?
Yep.
Oh, okay. I didn't do anything with deception. Express beliefs, fears.
Is building a cabin, and you're addressing it by feng shuiing it to make it good.
Yeah. express beliefs, fears, zodiac sign, or background. I don't think so.
I gotta say, you've been a little afraid of work.
A little bit, yeah. I've been sort of putting it off. I don't know. I don't really have a lot of codified fears or beliefs yet.
That's fine.
I should have some fears in the future though, because that's my trauma now.
If you want to make up that you have a belief or fear that you hadn't thought of before, I'm fine with that because it's very much in the style of Blades to be like, yeah, I totally did that. What? And then as a GM, I'm just like, I believe you.
Yeah.
Because that's awesome. I
And
very much enjoy that way of playing.
Use beliefs, fears, vices, and traumas to justify harm to others. I don't think I caused harm to anyone last time, so.
Yeah, I remember you being harmed, but I'm not seeing. I mean, you're kind of.
I'm just sort of a deadbeat right now, and everyone else is just sort of pulling my weight.
Would you say that's justifying harm because like you're supposed to be helping along and being a kind of like a ball and chain to the rest of a group of people is, I think, harmful to them, harmful to the operation. I think that counts.
Okay. So I think that's 3 total then.
No, it's 4.
Oh. Okay. 4.
Aren't you glad someone was paying attention?
Yeah, you got 1 from each trigger, and you got the 1 from the recap.
Oh. Okay. Cool.
So that's 4.
Awesome. Well, 1 is going to fill out my body. So I have a point to spend in body now, and I'll put the other 3 in playbook.
Okay, cool. What are you taking in your body? Nobody has decorate, I don't think.
No, I don't.
Obviously not work or operate.
No.
Oh no, Alex does have 1 in decorate.
Oh, that's right, because that's one of the pairs.
I mean, we don't have to decorate. I mean, it's going to be a very sparse functional wooden cabinet.
That can be the decoration. Totally Spartan is a very difficult aesthetic to get just right.
Is it really? Are you just bullshitting
Alex
me,
will tell you all about it.
Okay.
No, I'm not bullshitting you.
Right.
And also, I can.
Also, decorating is
remember how to
dressing
be
yourself
Alex
nice.
for a second.
Right.
So if you want to get up on the dressing colorfully game,
right,
you gotta decorate yourself.
I mean, that is what I chose for Alex, isn't it? It's a colorful suit.
Right. Actually, I think I will do operate.
Okay. Cool.
Just to sort of play into the fact that he actually is like, because he's like an old surfer coach. So being slightly okay with like driving stuff.
Yeah.
Actually seems like a thing he would know.
Yep.
Because
also, you're having to work your new coffee maker thing apparently now.
Yeah.
So
and operate the coffee machine. I'll have to get on that. One and operate.
So what's this coffee machine actually? Is it like a stovetop thing, or is it like a pour over deal where he has to heat up hot water and then pour it through like a funnel with a filter?
I think it was like one of those old school percolators that you just put straight on a charcoal fire or something.
Yep.
That is almost always burnt when it comes out. Unless someone had a better idea.
No, that sounds fucking cool.
Coffee in the woods.
I need my coffee, man.
All right, let's do XP for the crew. Did we acquire leads in capital, remodel, place, or sell off property? We started etching in the foundation and started working on it. So
Yeah.
that is one. It doesn't look like we acquired any leads or capital, though. Not that I remember.
Does the freak count as capital?
No.
Okay.
Or at least not yet. If it comes into play later that, like, we arranged a business arrangement with this half-human thing, then that's acquiring capital.
Yeah, I was totally trying to get him to join our crew, but apparently he doesn't want to do that.
Yeah, he just ran off into the woods. For now, at least. Maybe when he's done having his bender, he'll come back.
Join us.
Yes. Did you contend with challenges beyond your current station? Yes. Because
Always.
park rangers.
Mm-hmm.
Also the Ozone Consortium, because they're Ted's masters, and he just unleashed his programming onto all of you.
Yep.
So that counts as 3. Did you bolster your crew's reputation or develop a new one? You're kind of
Did we have a
the reputation we sort of started with was you guys are unprofessional.
I did last session, but it was part of my flashback, so technically we already did that. So no.
Yeah. Are we developing a new reputation that we're starting to work together better now, or are we not quite there yet?
I don't think anybody knows we're here yet.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
there's not really much way for us to get a reputation here.
Okay. I might change that XP trigger soon, because I've been yanking stuff out, and something needs to be fixed with that third XP trigger.
Mhm.
Either I need to put a new system around it, or I need to rip it out and put some other cool new one in its place.
Sure.
Because that one seems really finicky. Did we express the goals, drives, inner conflict, or essential nature of the crew? Yes.
Yes.
Always inner conflict. That's too easy in this game.
Mm-hmm.
You started building the cabin. Going legit.
Yep.
Okay, that's 5. Not enough to make it completely advanced.
Ooh, 1 off.
Yep, 1 off. But you will certainly get that next time.
All right.
Okay, cool. Where did we want to come back? Did we want to start doing downtime now, or did we want to go forward with...
Well, let me do something first, and then we can do downtime if we want to.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
So Ted's going to come down from this tree, and he walks over to the unconscious park ranger and goes for his... he tries to wake him up, but the park ranger doesn't wake up. So he rolls over to park ranger, so that his back is sitting up, and Ted reaches down and pulls off his radio, and he switches it on, and he starts talking to park ranger's voice. He says, "Mission control, this is park ranger number 00795. And Ted's reading it off his park ranger badge, and he says,
"Yeah, totally.
I'm here at the location that we suspected, and it's completely empty. No one's here." And then he says, "I'm going to continue on my patrol as scheduled." And then Ted switches off the phone.
Yeah, and you're getting compliant sounds from the other end. He gives you this sort of greeting as well that you would imagine would sort of be common. It's It's like, okay, received. Stay warm out there. And then it's just like,
Perfect. Ted turns to the rest of the group and says, "We shouldn't be bothered here anymore."
yeah. Did you try to mimic this guy's voice at all?
Yeah, that's what I said. I tried to use his voice.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear that part. Are you perhaps using your special power?
No, I don't have the stress for that right now.
Do you have to spend stress to use your power?
It says I need to spend 2
We should
stress
decide
to
that
use
right
it.
now.
I mean, molecular frequency, it said I had to use 2 stress.
No, your new one.
We
Your
didn't talk
voice
about that.
thief.
You want
We
me to?
haven't detailed anything about how it works.
Okay, right.
Mhm.
I feel like if I did more than just talking to their voices, then yes, it would cause stress.
So you're just imitating his voice, not using your.
Right now, I mean, if I
Yeah.
can, I have no way to interact with this guy, right? So
Yeah.
it doesn't make sense that I am doing anything to him unless I simply can steal someone's.
I think you can
voice
steal
when they're
someone's voice because I think
unconscious.
that's the point.
All right, I'm willing to
Like,
spend a stress to like have his voice, and then he can't have it back until he gets it back from me somehow. How
Yeah.
about if I add it to my load, and then if I'm using too many people's voice, that'll count as stress.
That's cool.
Ooh,
that is a fascinating. I like that.
That's cool. I like that.
It's a cool mechanic.
Yeah.
So I have Park Ranger's voice.
You can collect other people's voices as your load. Yeah, I think that should take stress.
And then the more people's voice I need to use, the more stress it costs me.
Yeah, I don't think that you lose their voices. I think you just kind of keep them until they find a way to have a gypsy curse you and get their voice back from them or something like that.
Or we make a deal.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right, cool.
You just have their voice forever now, and it's always going to count against you?
Only when I use it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. So it'll sit there, and any week where you use it, you take it off as something that you've brought with you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And did you want that to cost a stress whenever I take someone's voice, or is this enough?
It costs.
Tricky.
Let's see.
Because it is a supernatural power, right?
Yeah, it's definitely not a normal power.
Yeah, I think it should cost 1 stress. I don't think it should cost 2, because that seems like a little much.
All right, so I may steal other people's voices and use them at a cost of 1 stress. And you didn't require me to make a dice roll to trick them in any way. So I'm not using any dice bonuses. So okay.
I had presumed that you were stealing. So if you steal his voice before you call them on his walkie-talkie, then you don't have to make a roll because you're using his voice.
Right.
If you're trying to imitate his voice before you steal it from him, that's some sort of roll like perform or something like that.
I was going to argue for sell, but yes, perform is also something I have.
Yeah.
All right.
Because you're like doing a performance. You're
absolutely.
You're doing an imitation.
Right. It's just a performance for groups of people, and I wasn't sure that was a group. I guess lots of people are listening over the radio. It's probably not a private frequency. All right, cool.
Cool. Hayden, I see somebody gave you a devil's bargain.
Yeah. I would do that. But I don't know if I have the radio.
Um,
I mean, you could get it because
call in with the
right.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Okay. So Hayden sort of like scurries out from the truck that he's been like hibernating in and
Yeah.
sort of like looks over and sees Ted talking on the radio and just grabs it out of Ted's hand. Yes, yes, everyone has left. All of them ran away. None of them are here anymore. No one's here. Click. And then like gives it back and runs
And
back
you're
into
not
the
even-
truck.
And you're not even imitating his voice.
No.
Oh, that's perfect. That's
And you're not
where
even
the devil's bargain is.
and you're not even a freak this time.
Right, yeah. No, I'm
Regu-
just freaked
You're just
out.
regular crazy.
And when are you doing that? Are you doing that after everybody sort of settles down and like they're going on to their downtime and you're just like
I was pretty much doing it like right after like they comes back to Ted's going, Roger, all clear. And I'm like, yes, all clear. No one here.
Yeah, totally.
Like Ted's like right there.
Okay, cool.
That's upset.
So since you did that so since you did that terrible thing now, mark somewhere that you will get dice on some sort of roll later.
Okay.
You idiots! They would never have come here. Now they're going to check it out again.
So, are you guys gonna help with this building or what?
Fine. And I think Ted goes over to the crane. He gets the crane going so he can dig out more of the foundation.
I think we should maybe if we pour the cement now, we can head back to town, relax a little bit while it cures. What do y'all think?
All right, that sounds good.
Yeah. It's always good to get the foundation. Or you start working on the roof.
So we bring like a little cement mixer.
Totally.
Yeah, we had like tools and trucks, I believe.
Yeah, you had two trucks. One of them had the lumber in it, and the other had a bunch
Equipment.
of different stuff you needed.
All right. So yeah, I guess Ted like starts like putting cement in the mixer and putting the water in, and making sure it's mixing properly.
Yeah, as a stonemason's stepson, I've been there before, where you have to get the consistency of this
It
dirt
has to
thing
be just right.
just right.
Right. Well, also, if you're going on that level of detail, we're in the middle of winter,
Yeah, exactly.
cold. It has an effect on drying cement.
Yeah, we have a heater.
Yep.
It keeps us warm. It's going to keep the cement
Yeah.
mixer warm.
That's what it's for. Yeah, totally.
It wasn't for keeping
Totally.
us warm. It was for cement mixing.
No.
It
Exactly.
was. It absolutely
How about
was.
as a devil's bargain, I throw the park ranger's body in the cement mixer?
I'm not
Are you
gonna
cool
stop
with that?
you.
Yes,
All right,
do it.
I do it.
Look, this is how you get house owners to exist. You have
Right.
shitty contractors who are just willing to throw bodies into the cement basement.
You gotta make it on
No.
it somehow.
Yeah. No, that's not this crew at all. No.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Look, we got to give the medium work. Look, he's been getting nothing. He's been getting lumber and other machine crap. Gotta give him a ghost.
Yeah. I was
Okay,
waiting for those auroras, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, then I guess Ted like pours the cement in the hole for the foundation.
I have to imagine that there's something subtle, like an unnoticeable pink, like rosy tint to the cement.
Do you know how when you look at sandstone, sometimes you see little fossils? Well, maybe there's like a few teeth or like crushed bones. You can see in the cement when it dries.
Mm-hmm.
They're not obviously human, but
Yeah, it's too mixed in. It's not human anymore. Sweet Lord. Okay, roll your work. See if the cement mixer slips or something. This is risky, I think.
all right.
And your effect
Oh.
is
Failure.
His
oh
poop.
boy.
Poop.
I absolutely hate this experience of you rolling 3 dice and I have to say I have to give you some horrible
Yeah.
consequence. I feel like you should at least get a 4 to 5 on 3 dice. And I hate it when it's like 1 to 3 on 3 or 4 dice. It makes me so
Probability.
sad.
It's
I
probability.
mean,
It is.
I played a game of Blades where the entire crew of 6 people was rolling a group action, and the lowest number of dice anyone was rolling was 3, and they still, all together, more than 20 dice rolled. All of them came up 1 to 3. That's ridiculous.
Oh man, the stress that leader got.
It was bad.
Ow.
It was real bad. They traumatized out.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was so bad. It was really that was actually the game that I ran at Go Play Northwest.
So it was like physical dice. Wow.
With real physical
Yeah,
dice.
you can't even blame Roll 20.
I know.
I'm really bad at rolling dice.
Sometimes you're really good at rolling
I
dice.
mean,
But I would like to offer a counter argument. 5.
Oh no! Kitty
Which
fell
one
down.
else would like to provide a counter argument, but hers is stupid.
She fell down.
Oh no,
She's
cat!
stupid. Cat.
Oh no, cat!
Cats
Okay.
are distracting. So yeah.
Yeah.
so what could go wrong? All kinds of things. I'm not going to even give you ideas because all the ideas I can think of are horrible.
Her argument is very valid.
Right?
So I think we're gonna set that clock to completion. The Rangers do decide to send another search party,
Yeah.
and I think it's this messy thing where the Ranger comes back into consciousness as he's being ground up.
Wow.
Oh, it's the wood chipper scene. It's the wood chipper scene.
Yeah.
Yay!
It's
Yay!
horrible. Why would you do this?
That's gross. It's terrible. You're a whole human being. Let's keep going.
You know that weird household renovation game, that weird interior design Blades hack? That's got to be the most boring game imaginable.
So MTO has spoken in the dark web. He tempts Ted to pull a tooth from the still drying foundation. Just having it will make a cool story someday. Does it
Totally.
even
Man,
get that
that's
far?
when he wakes up. That's when he wakes up.
Do I reach into the cement mixer and try and pull a tooth out of his mouth? And that's when he wakes up.
Yep.
Terrible.
Okay, so you already devil's bargained yourself for that roll, but mark that you have a stored up Devil's
Sure.
Bargain die. Yep.
As Ted puts the tooth in his pocket, it's bloody. Probably the freak that they're using, the park rangers probably brought more freaks. The freaks can probably smell the blood.
Yep.
And he,
That's
like, I'm
gotta be true.
picturing, like, him waking up and trying to scream, but he doesn't have a voice.
Oh!
You can't even scream.
Because you stole his voice and he can't even scream. Oh, it's so terrible.
Holy shit. Oh my god.
Does Ted hear it though?
Oh, I'm sure Ted can hear him try and scream.
Oh yeah, it's really starting to give you a headache, Ted.
Is he dead yet?
I have to imagine he is.
Okay. I hope the screaming
It's just
stops.
like all the communication is in the eyes, which are like and just bloodshot, and soon there's only one eye left doing that because the mixer like starts moving up through his torso towards his head and just shredding parts of the skull, and the other eye, his left eye, is still going, just in terror before it's just like goes glassy and gets mixed into the rest of it. That's the goriest thing I've ever done in a role-playing game.
Yeah, I'm like, I want a warning label on this VOD. Like,
yeah, seriously.
All right.
Just for everybody
good
playing at home,
stuff,
we
but
are playing
wow.
with a stop button here, which is like an X card. So
If we really wanted to stop, we could have. We didn't, which proves just how
Right.
horrible we all are.
yeah, we are playing a game about despicable personalities
You
in a
guys need to
well-lit
be
hell.
very careful when you want me to play out my deepest inner self. Not good.
Look, I love this to death. You don't understand.
Okay, so
And
the
then there's
park
a cat.
rangers show up. Are all the park rangers
And then there's a cat.
cats?
Maybe. Look at how many cats there
Due to
are.
fictional positioning, they can't hear the screams. They can only hear the mixing.
Yep.
are there? So is it like a full other ranger party, like the one I saw?
Yep. It's the one that got distracted with the activists.
Ooh.
Guys, what kind of game are we playing?
Pretty much.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm
So
going
what
to make
did
a
you
fortune roll
guys
to
want
see if
to
they
roll?
even notice, to see if they even see the scene of their park ranger getting mixed into the cement, or if it's
Nice.
just because I just don't know the timing on that.
Right.
God, mixed result. What does
Do
that
they
mean?
see Ted putting on
Maybe
the
they
park
see
ranger hat?
something, but they don't know what it is.
Yeah,
they
they have like a
see, like-
suspicion, but they
Or they see Ted take the tooth and put it in his pocket. Like he goes to pocket and he conspicuously drops it and then picks it back up again.
yeah. Let's maybe start like an investigation clock, and that adds like a tick to figuring out what happened to their other park ranger friend.
So
What's
I
this
think-
park ranger guy's name? His name's like Jack something, isn't it?
oh yeah,
Did he
you
give my
put
name?
a name down.
Jack Bates.
He got a name and he still died. What kind of
I don't know any games that are
kind of
about
fiction
that.
is this?
Do I get to keep his voice now he's dead?
So I think what Hayden does is he sort of sees these rangers coming again and sort of remembers that blood-curdling scream he heard from before and starts just freaking out so much. He looks at them and just starts pointing at Ted. He did it! He did it! And then he just runs off. like full prey, like just takes off.
Oh man. Why, Hayden? We were
Oh, my
such good
goodness.
friends before we started role playing.
Oh
So
my
I think
goodness.
Ted puts on. He's gonna try and impersonate Jack Bates, hoping that they've never seen Jack Bates before in their life. So he puts on Jack's hat and puts Jack's badge on his belt, and he steps out from behind the mixer, and he says, "Howdy, Rangers."
What's going on? Because they've Jack Bates is a friend of theirs, and the Rangers Association isn't enormous, so clearly they know Jack.
Okay. Oh, do I know this before I try to impersonate him?
I don't know for sure,
Okay,
but
so
it's
let's go with no. So
something weird is happening because it's it
Yeah.
clearly doesn't look like Jack, but you've stolen his voice.
yeah,
So it's you've also stolen his speech patterns and things like that, all of his tells and everything.
right. Maybe Ted realizes something is not right with his deception, so he closes a flap over his parka over his face,
Mhm.
and he says, "I wouldn't come any nearer, fellas. Some of this equipment is dangerous. You might get hurt."
And make a make a controlled roll. It's probably perform or something like that
Mm-hmm.
to convince them that you're Jack and something's just happened to you.
All right, I'm gonna take my 4 devil's bargain, I guess.
Yeah.
Let's see how this works out. All right, 5.
Good point, Sif. Yeah, maybe it's risky. Okay.
There's a
So,
consequence.
yep. I think you. Okay, so if you want to not have them suspect you, you're going to have to come up with a big story, and you're going to have to go back with them to their ranger cabin and whatnot.
Do anybody else there suspect me, or have I already made a roll to convince them that I'm Jack?
I mean, you've convinced them, or at least you seem just like Jack, and Jack is doing something really weird that he didn't tell anybody about.
Mm.
So they're presuming this is Jack's fault, but Jack is dead.
Okay, I'm gonna go with them.
Yeah. So presumably you're having to go back to either explain something, and if that's not up to par, you'll have to be written up for something, basically.
Yeah. All right. Sounds like I'm being put in a desperate position, so let's.
Yeah.
I guess Ted/Jack goes back with them. Does it leave at least the rest of the group free to continue construction?
I don't think so, actually, because it seems like they'd be like, the rest of you have to come with us too. I feel like they would make that command.
I think you're muted, Kelsey.
Huh.
Oh, there you go.
I think there's
you're back.
maybe a ranger in
You're
there.
back.
party that goes up to the both of you and is like, I think he's a nicer person, or at least he's like more slippery than the rest of them. Let's name him. Let me take a look at your sheet so that I can get a nice name.
The reason I was impersonating Jack was to keep them away from the equipment, saying it's dangerous.
Yeah. So they won't go near the equipment.
Good.
They're just going to. What they're doing now is they're trying to bring the Alexanders and Hayden back to the cabin with them so they can ask questions. And this guy's name or lady's name is. I think I want to have it be a lady. Her name is.
Hayden took off.
Okay.
So
Where did you go?
he didn't really have a plan. He was just afraid, so he ran. Like full prey mode, like just trying to find a hidey hole somewhere, get away from the people that freaked him out.
I feel like the Alexanders want to. They're willing to go with because they are. Because that's what Ted's masters want for them to go with him.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like they also don't want to like drive with the like in their car. So I'm trying to figure out what I would roll if they want to try to convince the Rangers to let them just drive themselves back in their car. Like the truck that they've already unloaded and leave the other truck here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I have two action thoughts that
Expect would be
expect
good.
or sell.
Okay.
I think expect is more appropriate
my-
because it's
Okay. I was going to
it's
say
sort
if
of-
my position would be
yeah.
different in either one.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't have any dots in this, but can I spend a stress to assist myself to give me one die?
Yep, of course.
That's so good. Okay, especially now.
Let's see
with
if chat has
the-
any devil's bargains for you.
Especially since you don't have push yourself, you only have burn yourself out. That power to be able to spend one stress to assist myself is super.
Yep.
early.
You do have a devil's bargain from chat. MTO, being the
MTO.
best dark web person ever.
Yeah.
No, MTO, we're biting. We are biting right now.
You want to hear it? Let's see
okay.
it. Come on. From a click and hits the dark web.
TL, Jack went this way before running away from Ted.
I'm not going to take that. I'm sorry. But I don't think that's going to... I don't think that is a good enough benefit for the amount of shit that's going to stir right now. Why is this not... Alright, my roll 20 is being weird and I can't mark my stress.
Oh boy. Do you want me to help you out?
Yeah, I can't see the stress boxes. Everything is black.
You have to refresh your page.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
Did you want me to mark your stress for you in the meantime, or what do you want?
Yeah, I'm gonna refresh right now, but you can mark it too. I rolled really shitty, so...
You want to get extra dice from something?
I already did.
Well, that's just assist. You can still also burn yourself out and give yourself trauma if you want to.
I don't.
Or you can take MTO's Devil's Bargain.
It's a terrible Devil's Bargain, MTO. You're terrible. Not true. Not true.
I mean, it's okay. You can come back. It's probably better if you leave the truck anyhow. Less questions.
All right, yeah, just go with. It's fine.
Okay,
I
so
think you
you're
should take some damage or something.
totally.
Cool.
So are you taking his bargain and rolling an extra die, or are you?
No,
what's
I
going
said
on?
I'm not going to do that.
Okay,
I
Right.
am not going to take that bargain. You
Okay.
keep trying, and I keep saying no.
So is this a mark XP or is this just risky?
Let me see.
It's a good question.
Unless I missed one that was.
I think it is desperate because
Okay.
Sith, your character is traumatized, so I shouldn't be letting you act. But I keep doing it. So what I'm going to do is you ran away, nobody came after you.
Well, I think the
I-
runaway was the trauma manifest.
That was the trauma
I
manifesting.
think
That wasn't me like leaving the scene. 'Cause
Hey,
that was last session. But it was me like
Yeah.
definitely using my trauma to justify harm to others.
Yeah. But
that's fair.
we're
That's fair.
still in the same job. I
Yeah.
mentioned, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's how that's working.
Right, because
And
we
I
haven't
believe-
actually
and it's
like
not
codified
that
the score
sectionally, so
we're on right now.
why not?
So.
Wait, he can't do anything until the score is over?
Yeah, because he's traumatized.
Wow.
He's had enough. He's broken down
Mhm.
by the monoliths.
Yeah.
So this is desperate because one of your friends just ran into the woods. So it's like, what the heck's going on here? So it's the worst outcome, but you do get XP.
I took
Suffer
the XP.
severe harm. A serious complication occurs, and you lose this opportunity for action. I think. So remind me of what you were saying again. I'm sorry.
They were just saying
What your characters were saying.
we can just drive ourselves back, officers. Perfectly fine. I understand you wanting us to not be here. We'll just get in the truck and we'll head back.
So you immediately get your truck shaken down for drugs.
Which they're gonna find.
Yep, they're gonna find drugs.
Oh, right.
And
That's your
that's a
vice.
part of the consequence. They're gonna find weed,
Not
and
surprising.
and since it's a consequence, I'm going to say it's technically punishable. So if they really wanted to,
Can I
think you can be
roll-
fined. I don't think you can be jailed.
Can I roll to resist that?
Yep, you totally
Like-
can.
Okay.
That's pretty risky.
It is.
It really is, because
But it's also something really good to resist.
Uh-huh.
it is. I guess it depends on how I resist it. The one that makes the most sense is also the one that I would be the worst at rolling. One that makes the least sense. Oh, no. Okay. What if I roll body to resist? Like, I see them going for the truck, but I was already right there, and I just surreptitiously pocket any weed that's like, because it would have just been like laying on the seat of the truck,
Oh, you sort
fairly
of
out in the open.
like shell game them.
Yeah, I just like.
So they're like, okay, let's go into the truck. They're like, okay,
Yeah.
now we're going to frisk you. Okay, back in the glove compartment.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, totally. So they do not find. They don't find any weed.
And I take 2 stress, which is trauma.
That's not rolling. That is,
Did not work.
nope,
Oh, I
it
put
didn't roll.
HK1, not KH1. Oh,
Yeah.
thank goodness. All right.
Yep, zero
Ooh,
stress.
Zero stress.
Nice.
Bam! I've played this shell game
Oh,
before.
this is good because you're a pair, so you can be like, okay, now we're going to frisk you, off to Kate.
Yeah,
Now we're going to frisk you, Kate, off to Alex.
Yeah, totally. Like, this is not the
It's-
first time we played the shell game.
It's
Yeah.
almost like one of those pickpocket acts or whatever, where like the guy just keeps looking, and they're always like, "Oh, over
Yeah.
here,
Mhm.
over here now." Look
Kate,
at
can you take my phone and you put the like a little bit of weed like in the
Yeah.
like a flip phone or something like that, and you pass it to Kate, and Kate puts your phone in the glove compartment.
Perfect.
Nice. So they don't take your weed.
So MTO has
That
a
is
horrible
important.
devil's bargain that you should totally take. Get split up from each other in transport to the ranger station.
Oh man. Oh, that's good.
That's
I
good.
could accept
That'll
that.
give you XP more often.
Okay. I mean, I'll take that for a bank to die later.
Yep. Okay, cool. I'm wondering if there's any other consequences that come from this whole situation. Like, I'm wondering if there's like mental harm or something like that. Like, um,
Yeah.
so you can't go back to the.
Right. I
Yeah.
understand. Like, I figured that was probably part of it, and I'm because
Okay.
I feel like what I was trying to do all along was resist that,
Yeah.
and by failing, I can't succeed. Right?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, totally. I see what you're talking about. Okay. So, how do we want to manage the being taken back to their cabin sort of situation? Is it like, um, you get pulled to different ranger cabins, or,
This pretty much sounds like if this was like Blades entanglements. This is questioning, right?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, it totally is.
so we
Let's
just
look
sort of
up
play it off
questioning
like
to
that.
see how this works, because we are kind of moving into downtime anyway. It sounds like so.
Let's see here. Questioning. The blue coats grab an NPC member of your crew or one of the crew's contacts to question them about your crimes. Make a fortune roll to find out how well they resist spilling some info that they shouldn't, or pay the blue coats off with 2 coin.
Okay, so instead
and
of that,
and there's
we're
also interrogation, which the blue coats wander up one of the PCs to question them about the crew's crimes, tell them what they want to know, or resist with your resolve to avoid jail time and exposing the crew to warrants for their arrest, or pay them off with 3 coin.
yeah. So it's actually interrogation, which is like a worse form of questioning.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, and interrogation is on the 6+ level of plus wanted level.
Yeah, totally.
Sorry.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, this is like a sort of criminal organization, or like a criminal thing that is happening in their eyes. So like jail might be on the table for them.
Gives you
Yeah,
opportunity to like make a plan, like make a story as a group.
yes.
All right. So here's what my suggestion is. Ted is playing the part of the park ranger. Still, you guys aren't builders. You're salvage operators. And we heard about all this equipment. We're going to sell it for salvage, and you offered to split it with Ted.
Okay. That will be a detail for a plan that we can do right now, and then that'll allow us to just fast forward forward to how it goes when you're on their leather couches in their nice cabin. Sort of questioning you. So, just sort of off the top of my head, this seems like a social thing. Negotiate, bargain, or persuade. It's not entertainment. No.
I was thinking about
That's
that.
not
I was
how-
like, it could be.
That's not how
It could be
entertainment works. Because the detail has to be the platform and inspiration.
Oh,
and
platform like tablet or
Yeah.
show or okay.
Yeah, exactly. If you want to go entertainment right now, we will be playing a much more absurd game. Da-da-da-da-da-da. As the house of renovation of great and terrible power, the name for our show is very long. No, it's social. Let's do it.
Sounds pretty social to me.
So how vulnerable will they be to that? Let me take a look. Scrolling up. Is it somewhere in here? Cool. I feel like this is... I feel like I'm rolling 2 dice. Because they're somewhere between standard preparations and ill-prepared, but there are a lot of them, and they're talking to each other and trying to
Isn't there a
sort of
difference in tier?
investigate. Yeah. So that's 2 dice. Roll 2d6. Is there anything else I need to cover before then? No. Okay. The PCs initiate their chosen plan, but an unexpected complication arises. Here are some options. A third party interferes. The target has resistance to this plan that you didn't expect. Ooh, I like the idea of there being this super old Sherlock Holmes ranger dude who's just like smart as a whip, but like he's got this sweet beard.
Is his name Yogi?
Yeah. Maybe his name's Ray,
Sure.
but Yogi sounds good too.
I don't think Yogi was the park ranger anyhow. I can't remember what the park ranger name was.
Yeah. But I think Yogi sounds like that just sounds like a good, like, sort of obscure name to me.
Yeah.
So his name's Yogi, sure. So he's there. I always have trouble coming up with these 4 to 5 outcomes for engagement roles. So if you guys have ideas.
Oh, I don't have that book, so I can't really help.
Yep. I know.
Like, what are
PCs
the
initiate their
constraints?
chosen plan, but an unexpected complication arises.
I mean, you already made the complication, right? There's somebody else there. They don't like part of our story. They interrupt us after we've told the story.
Oh yeah, that's totally
probably
people
right
act.
before we're about to
Yeah.
leave. Because he's had time to listen to everything we've said and think about it and poke holes in it. So we're probably like about to leave. Like, we probably just about pulled it off. They're gonna let us go. When he says something that just throws our entire story out of whack.
Yeah, I think he starts asking about where the heck Hayden is and where the heck Jack is.
Oh, and you still think I'm Jack, right?
Yeah, he thinks you're Jack, but so what I said earlier was wrong. He's
He knows about Hayden.
he's like, but you don't look the same at all, because like, no, what he does is he like goes up to you and he like, do you have like your parka still up or something?
If you'll let me, I'd like to do like that thing where like I refuse to go inside. I say like something happened to me. I don't think I can go inside. I have to stay out here and answer your questions in the snow.
I think they have to say like fine, right? Because there's like a bench right outside of the door, so
Right.
it's fine.
I just sit on the bench and I answer their questions. It's cold, so I can't take off my parka.
Yeah. All you hear in the wilderness is like random wilderness noises and like the creak of the bench.
So the protesters are gone?
Because it's like a carved bench and everything. It's like a badass
Are all the
kind
protesters
of like.
gone?
Yeah.
So yeah, the question could be like something like, why can't you go inside, or what exactly happened out there? Or do you want to give me a specific logic puzzle to figure out?
I think what he does is, is your parka still up?
Yeah.
Okay, so he like unbuttons like at the nose.
Mm-hmm.
I think he has like a scarf in one hand or something like that. Like he's undone his scarf and like put it like over his. And this is Yogi doing this, by the way.
Sure.
He's got like a scarf like hanging over his arm right here, and he just undoes the first button of your parka and then the other one, and he's like, well, you don't look anything like Jack.
So Ted lets him look?
Sound like him, but
Ted lets him look for a long second before he puts the thing back up. So it's not like I'm trying to hide it. And he says, I know, something happened. I was caught out during the night. The auroras came above me. There were bright lights everywhere. When I woke up, I was like this. I don't understand. I don't think I can be among the other park rangers anymore, Sarge.
that's really good. Yeah, that seems like um, a controlled roll to me with
Okay.
actually great effect, because the potency you have is because you're mentioning this cultural fear that everybody in Albedo has, like the auroras do things to people and crap like that.
Ooh, MTO
Also,
wants
MTO
me
has
to.
Yep,
Yeah.
we saw it at the same time.
Wants me to drop the tooth. So I was thinking of something like this, like not drop it. Maybe Ted has to like jam the tooth in his own mouth so that he can access some of Jack's memories or something, just to pass off this intense.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
Yeah. Did I take harm from that?
Yeah, I think so. Because you have to like remove one of your own teeth. Like, I can't imagine you've lost teeth.
I mean, everyone's
Especially since
lost some
you're
teeth.
supposed to be the perfect household renovator for TV. Perfect household renovators for TV don't have lost teeth. So you have to be like, do the Babadook thing where you're just like,
do I
and
at
then
least get to make this roll before I have to remove a die from being injured?
Yeah, totally.
That would have sucked otherwise.
Yeah.
It would have really sucked. Alright, I got 6, so I got it.
Okay, cool. Great effect. And what Yogi does is he takes the scarf off of his arm, and he buttons both of the buttons of your parka back up, and he takes the scarf and then like swings it over the back of your neck and just sort of like does the scarf for you and whatever tie he wants to. It's like a sort of old looking tie that you would see on like ladies who work in a bank or something like that. But he just does that for you and like grabs you on both shoulders and he says, he like pushes his lips together and he's just like, he's sad to see that you have to go, but he knows that you do. And he there's like a lot of dude emotions going on here.
Yeah.
And he's just like got this creaky voice and he's like, Jack, I'm sad to see that you're gonna have to go, but you're gonna have to get better. Like the Auroras have given you like some sort of illness or like infected you or something. Maybe a few years.
Oh, Yogi is. Oh, man, what do I do? Do I tell my family? Or do I just say to myself, live off the land?
Honest men are good men, Jack.
And he nods. Thanks, Sarge. And I think we see Ted turn and like slowly walks into the wilderness until he's completely lost in the blinding white of snow.
Like sort of supernaturally disappearing or just like
No,
by
it's just,
like aerial perspective.
Because
Just a whiteout.
it's a whiteout because there's so much snow in Alaska. And I think we hear
Totally.
Ted muttering under his breath like, when I find Hayden, I'm going to strangle.
Cool. So, what happens to the Alexanders then?
I mean, I think we get split up, and like I think like we all like got walked back over to like where the park rangers had their vehicles,
Mm-hmm.
and we all got bundled up into different vehicles. So Ted went off on this adventure in one car, but Alex was put in a different car, and Kate was put in a different car.
Yeah.
And so each one of them is sent and then I guess questioned separately.
Yeah. Let's do both of them separately. I think I want to do Alex first.
Okay.
And there's a person who's actually going to question you in the car, and then there's someone in the back seat, just like this young guy, and he's just watching.
Okay.
No, I lied. This is better. Kate is in the car with The guy
The
who's
young
questioning her and the guy who's young. Because
Okay.
the reason I thought this was more interesting is the young guy in the back is basically the cutest boy you've ever seen in your life. Like, I have a very strong image in my head.
You have a very strong image of your head of exactly what type of male that Kate would find attractive.
Yes. Or at least what I would find attractive.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
I suppose you and Kate can have similar tastes, so that's fine.
Yeah.
Um.
He's got like glasses on and crap. Very like, I almost want to use like the term like velvety skin with like just like one like mole on it or something.
Okay.
Very like
So-
attractive face.
Okay. Yeah. So they are, or she is in the car, and but he's in the back seat. So, like, I picture her doing that thing where you like turn around and you like your arm hooked around the
Yeah.
the
The like
thing. Yeah. To talk to him.
except you're in the
Oh, am
you're
I in the back
shotgun,
seat with
so it's
him?
the other way.
Right. Yeah.
I have my right
I
and
did
left
it
mixed up.
Well, it's probably because like one of us is mirrored.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
It's cool. We got this.
Yeah.
So Kate Kate is kind of like confused because like is he dressed like the park rangers
Yep.
or okay. So I guess like do they start the questioning with her or is it like a silent ride back?
So I think you got walked back to these trucks and they're just using these trucks like rooms, basically.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
And the key's not in the ignition or anything, so it's like
Mm.
cold in here. I imagine like halfway through the conversation, the heater gets turned on
Mm-hmm.
because it's just so cold in there, and they have to do this for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What was I gonna say?
Well, MTO has another dark.
Oh, I
bargain.
saw it. It's the best.
He wants
Let me see.
Kate to try and seduce the guy when they're alone, and then you'll get out of it no problem. He also wanted me to steal Yogi's voice, but I turned him down.
Yeah. Thank you, MTO.
Sometimes turning down devil's bargains is the greater of valor, or I don't know where I was going with that.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I might
Yeah.
accept this one. We'll see how Kate feels with this guy.
Yeah.
I'm drawing your
Is
stuff
he like
on- okay.
a 3 or a 4, or is he a 10? I mean, who got know?
Oh,
He's
he's
like an
like
11.
Roll for hotness.
Yeah.
That was already determined.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fictional positioning, brah.
To me, he's like a 9.
Oh, okay, a 9. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Easy 9.5 because like I want to be selective with my 10s.
I mean, you're making this guy up whole cloth, so the only reason he's not a 10 is because he does not exist.
Yep. This is true.
Losing points for being fictional. So yeah, so I guess like she's like, all right, well, what do you want, guys? And she says guys, but she's totally looking over her shoulder at the one in the back.
There's this old guy with like a mustache. And when I say old, I mean like 45, 50.
Old to a couple of young 20 something up starts.
Yeah, he's got a brown mustache. Maybe it's dyed or something, but it doesn't look gray yet. And no beard. Sort of like dark blonde hair going on.
Mhm.
And he's like, I'm the one asking the questions. And he's like trying to like siphon your attention
Chill.
back to him.
Chill. Ask away.
So you were digging a pretty big hole in the ground back there and filling it with cement. Why are you doing that?
Like I told them before, it's a private matter between me and my husband. I mean, I could get into details if you like. She's looking over at the other guy. But we just needed to set up a pavilion, get the lights into place. She's she's sticking with this lie.
Yeah.
Because it's what she's got, and
picks up on it much faster than Jack did. And he's like, oh, and he like starts shifting uncomfortably.
Brilliant.
And he's like, you can't be doing that out here. The Whale Lake National Park is not for doing things like that.
It's for everybody. No?
And he gives like this explanation like, well, the laws of this place would say otherwise.
I'm pretty sure it's not. Can I do a flash? No, because they would not, that would cost me $1 million in stress, and I would be dead. So, I guess it's like bat her eyelids time and be like, I never would have imagined that. I mean, it seems like it would be perfectly natural and totally legal.
Can I offer a devil's bargain here? So MTO is a couple, which I think you've read. I'll read them when you sign a row. But maybe you can ask them what you have to do to get a permit.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And I'd like to. I'm going to invoke. I'd like to take. I think I want to take on MTO's devil's bargain there of telling him his mustache is sexy, in order to expect him to just give me the proper paperwork to fill out retroactively.
Yes. Totally.
How about you and your sexy mustache tell me what I need to fill out to make it all nice and legal?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I think this is where the role comes in.
Okay.
You are.
Right, so MTO's other suggestion was try and seduce the guy when they are alone. You'll get out of this. Nope.
Yeah.
So I think we can complete the devil's bargain, and if you make it both of them, then it's a super devil's bargain.
Is that a thing
it's
now?
probably like a devil's bargain in like
the double devil's bargain.
Yeah.
Yep.
Pretty soon we're going to have great and terrible devil's bargains.
Do you also have do you have the +1 forward from the separation?
I was going to actually see if I could get that one to be used by Alex.
Okay.
If that would make sense.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So
But he's being
I can
he's
roll
being
2 here if I'm
interrogated
also
by a sexy female park ranger.
maybe. So do I get both dice if I am also trying to seduce backseat cop in the same breath?
Yep.
All right.
You can only use one on one roll, but you can.
Okay. Well, I can only use one-on-one rolls, so I'm just gonna roll a 1d6 and see what happens. I'll save
Okay, sure.
seducing backseat cop for when I really need it.
Okay.
I might need it. Was this desperate by any chance?
I don't know.
I don't even know what I'm doing. Let's be honest, I don't know what I'm doing.
There's been a game that I designed about getting murdered in an airport. You're basically doing exactly my strategy in that game, which was just flirt with everybody because I have nothing else
just
I can
flirt
do.
with everybody, right? That's my life.
Yeah. I feel like this is risky, but not desperate.
Okay.
Because fair
Totally
warning,
fine with that.
both of them are into this.
Nice.
They will be into this idea with enough persuasion. I think he flips it, and he like sort of flips the conversation. He's like, no, I can't give you that paperwork, but I'm certainly going to have to fill out some paperwork because of what you're doing.
Yeah. Well, I'd be happy to help you out, man. Paperwork, it's not a big deal. I mean, I'm sure it's totally fine. I can like put it down exactly how it was. I know how to type, right? That's all you need.
Yeah. So there's also the losing that opportunity for action. Like they're not going to be.
Can I resist that in some way?
Yes.
This is probably going to end poorly for me, so let's do it.
How are you resisting?
How can I resist this? Like,
I feel like if you want my suggestion, you have to like Kate has to like lean forward so that she can look through the driver's window at Alex and do like a get over here with your head sort of thing. And what I'm offering is if you start the sex tape now and the first part of the sex tape is just driving to the wilderness, you can resist with that body, which I know you have a lot of dice in.
Yeah.
I'm really pushing it. I will give you as many dice as you want to make this happen. I want the sex tape to exist.
I mean, just don't make her roll.
It's fine.
But right now they're being like stuffy and they're like, I have to do my job. Oh my goodness. I'm going to have a chat with somebody later, and I'm going to say to them that I had to turn down a pretty lady because I have to be a professional.
such a terrible outcome. Yeah, I definitely want to resist that. And so if I kind of like eyeball Alex over here, they can resist together with their sweet bod.
Yes.
Let's do it. I'm on board with this plan. Type in KH1 correctly. Boom.
Nice.
Yes.
So let's put the veil over that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that resists losing this opportunity for action, but you're still in. So there's a desperate position thing, which is you are in the presence of people who are going to write you up because you're infringing on like park grounds and stuff like that by digging it up and filling it with cement and building stuff where there isn't supposed to be stuff built and blah 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 blah. And you're losing your opportunity for action because they're just being stubborn about it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you have to resist both, or I don't know. I think one is fine. It feels like rolling twice for the same thing, sort of.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah. I feel like the scene
Like,
just ends quicker if we call the resistance good.
Yeah, and I think like it just basically is like it's going to take additional time. We go and do this thing in the woods with those guys, and then there's still kind of a lingering threat where they're not like completely placated. That this was,
but they'll
we're
just
not
keep quiet.
That we're not doing what we're doing, but they're more likely to keep quiet. Yeah.
Yeah. We're like
we're totally doing what we're not supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
But that's fine, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of, yeah, all right, cool. That's what I'm going for.
So I think this sort of gets like everything gets started and like everybody's like clothing is starting to be removed, shirts are off, and people are in like under clothes and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And unnamed ranger with mustache. I should give him a name. Maybe his name's Nikola, like Tesla. Nikola goes back to his shirt, like his little shirt pocketed like ranger beige ranger thing, and he pulls like the walkie-talkie out of his shirt pocket, and he starts calling more rangers over here that he think would be interested in this sort of thing. So he starts shouting things out like
you know, after all this bullshit, it's
he just starts phoning different people like
filmed with the assistance of the park rangers on our movie when it starts up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, totally.
We have to name this sex tape eventually. It's like Park Ranger.
Eventually.
Yeah.
Bears in the wild.
Wow.
Right?
I'm trying to decide what rating to give this episode. I think we're still at R. But I think we're moving beyond R the longer we go.
We're not beyond R yet. Well, Wolf on Wall Street was
right on the edge of R.
And there is straight up exposure in Wolf on Wall Street.
Yeah, we haven't described anything.
Yeah, and I don't think I'm gonna go there.
I mean, we've horrible, gruesome deaths, sure. We'll just strongly imply what happens there.
Yeah. Brandy, so he's calling like, Brandy, I need you at longitude 76.1721, and then he just starts shouting out coordinates. And he after he's done calling up two ladies over here, two lady park rangers, he is he crawls over to the rest of you and he's like, I'm bringing over more people to make this more fun. Don't worry, they're going to be into it.
As long as I'm convinced that them being into it was is gonna prevent them from interfering later, then
Yeah,
all on board.
yeah, that's fine.
Cool.
There's more people involved, but Nicola is just trying to make it so that logistically this isn't some weird 3-on-1 thing where everybody has to do different things at one time. He's like, no, we're making an orgy sex tape, not just.
Fine now. Yeah. True.
Okay.
That is now canon.
So, how are we doing on time? I think we're about over.
I got maybe 10 minutes.
Okay.
You wanted to resolve wherever Hadrian.
Hayden.
Hayden.
Yeah.
I don't know why I was adding an R in there. Wherever Hayden disappeared to.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't know how that interacts with the trauma thing. You're saying I'm still sort of out of commission.
Yeah. Where do you run to?
He didn't really have a place in mind. He just kind of took off.
Yeah.
So yeah, at some point he sort of stops running and realizes he's completely lost in the woods.
Does he just kind of head back to the trucks then?
Yeah, probably. He probably tries to retrace his steps in the snow.
Which is so easy to do because it's snow. Yeah. You come back to the grounds where the cement was being poured, and nobody's there yet. So I'm guessing you just climb up in the truck and try to let your body heat warm up the car. Because the keys aren't around.
Oh, they aren't? Okay.
We probably get a cut to weird skin moving in the background, and there's just keys on clothes that have slipped out of somebody's pocket. That's where the keys are.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, so I guess then we can sort of fade out this episode as Hayden once again looks at the coffee thing and starts trying to figure out how to make coffee again.
Let's do a control to operate.
Okay, cool.
To see how.
You see Hayden, he looks at the instant coffee, and he just throws it away because.
Oh Lord!
Nope.
Do you have any devil's bargain dice? Do you want to use your devil's bargain dice on making good coffee?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Do you put the weed?
Lord!
I'll give you a devil's bargain if you put the weed in the coffee to make it taste better.
Yes.
No, my precious weed.
You're looking in the glove box for more coffee, and you find, oh, what's this?
Yeah. It's the weirdest tea I've ever had, but it's tea. It's warm. Makes me feel all fuzzy. It's great.
I have a funny story about that I will tell you once we are off stream.
Please wait until we're off stream.
Yep. Okay, so we ended there with just Hayden drinking his coffee.
Yeah, I think that's the
Tea.
perfect and
Yeah.
then the credits roll.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay, guys, that's a lot of fun. Have anything you want to say before we leave for the night?
This session was great.
It was.
Thank you for coming out and watching MTO and giving us terrible,
thanks
terrible
for
Devil's
the-
bargains.
Yeah, thanks for the Devil's Bargains.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. All right, so I'll see you guys next week if you guys come. I was looking frantically at one point for the adults only button on Twitch. I know there is like that matures audiences splash screen. I don't know where
Well,
it is.
now we know what to do it next
I don't know
time.
where it is, but I think
That's in
next
your
session,
settings.
is it in my
It's in
settings?
your settings,
Okay.
yeah.
I'm definitely gonna have to turn that on for next week.
Yep.
I'm gonna be banned from Twitch. All right, but it was worth it. So thanks everybody, and see you next time.
See you later.